Hello everyone, I'm Sukanya Roy, and once again I welcome all of you to my online biology classes for HS second year. In today's lecture, we are going to start with a new chapter which is named as Human Health and Disease. Here, basically, we are going to deal with the health of the human beings and the different types of harmful and dreadful diseases which are related to our health. Also, we will discuss about the various preventive measures or the control measures and the different treatment procedures with the help of which it would be possible to get rid of those harmful diseases. Clear? So let's start with our lecture. At the very beginning, you should have an idea about what is health. So it is the state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being of the different types of individuals. Now, the health is not simply means a disease-free state of body, okay, or it simply doesn't mean a disease-free condition. That is, if a particular individual just don't have any type of diseases, then only he or she will not be termed as a healthy individual. Rather, if that particular individual have a complete condition of the body where the total physical, mental, and social state of that particular person is in a good state or is well, completely well, then only he will be termed as healthy individual. That is, the health is defined as a condition of total physical, mental, and social well-being. Clear? Now let's have a look at what is known as a disease. So disease is termed as a state or a condition where the proper functioning of the different organs and organ systems of our body is negatively impacted. Okay? And the diseases are generally characterized by various array of signs and symptoms with the help of which it is possible to understand what type of disease has actually occurred in an individual. So basically, in short, what is a disease? It is a state of our body where the proper functioning of the different organs within our body is hampered or adversely affected. The reason may be different, okay? So the diseases are generally, as I've already said, characterized by different types of signs and symptoms. Clear? Now, the diseases can be divided broadly into two types. The first one is termed as infectious diseases. The second one is termed as non-infectious diseases. Well, the infectious diseases are those class of diseases where uh, the means these diseases are easily transmitted from one organism to the other, either with the help of different types of vectors or the carriers, which in turn helps to transmit the diseases very easily from one organism to the other, or the medium of transmission can be air, water, or any other things like this. Okay, so that means, in short, the types of diseases which are easily transmitted from one organism to the other are termed as infectious diseases. For example, we can take the diseases like influenza, malaria, common cold, typhoid, etc. And the next class of diseases are the non-infectious diseases, which are not transmitted from one organism to the other easily, okay, or which are totally not being transmitted from one organism to the other. For example, different types of cardiovascular diseases or heart diseases, diabetes, cancer, etc. So let us now have a look at a table of the different types of infectious diseases occurring in the human beings. Here in this table, we will discuss about the different types of diseases occurring in the human beings, their causative organisms, and their signs, symptoms, and effects, harmful effects. Okay. So the very beginning, we will start with a very common infectious disease named as typhoid, which is generally diagnosed with the help of a test known as Weidel test. Okay, and typhoid is caused by an organism named as Salmonella typhi, which is a bacteria. And here the symptoms are high fever, which is generally persistent and which sustains for several days. Also, there is weakness in the bodies of the concerned organisms, and pain is also there in the stomach. Okay, the harmful effects includes the intestinal perforations, and even death can occur due to Salmonella typhi. Next is again a bacterial disease termed as pneumonia, which is caused by two type of bacteria named as Streptococcus pneumoniae and Haemophilus influenzae. So here the symptoms are fever is present along with shiverings or chills in the body. Also cough and headache is there. Here what happens, the alveoli or the air sacs present within our lungs gets filled with a fluid, as a result of which several severe problems are observed during respiration. That is, the person concerned is a person who is suffering from pneumonia. They actually face difficulty while breathing. Okay, as their air sacs or alveoli present in the lungs, which is the site of the gaseous exchange, this alveoli gets filled with some type of fluid, as a result of which they are not able to um, contract and expand properly, leading to different severe problems during respiration. Clear? The next is common cold, which is caused by a class of viruses named as rhinoviruses. Here what happens, the nose or the nasal passage gets blocked and there is constant nasal discharges, sore throat, that is infected throat, and cough and headache is also there. So the common cold generally infects the nose and the respiratory passage. The next is malaria, which is a very harmful type of or dangerous type of infectious disease in human beings. I hope all of you have heard the name of malaria, which is caused by a protozoa named as Plasmodium. So the different types of Plasmodium are present. The most common ones are Plasmodium vivax, Plasmodium malariae, and Plasmodium falciparum. Okay, so Plasmodium vivax is the most common species of Plasmodium which causes malaria, and Plasmodium falciparum is the most dangerous species which causes a very dreadful type of dangerous type of malaria termed as cerebral malaria. Okay, so as symptoms, the patients having malaria, they have chills or shiverings in the body, and also high fever is present, which is repeated or which repeatedly occurs after every 3 to 4 days. Okay, the harmful impacts of malaria is that the parasite, that is the Plasmodium, they first of all reach the liver cells where they multiply continuously, um, destroying the liver cells, and after that they attack the red blood cells of our body, destroying them, constantly leading to the anemia also. So all in all, malaria is a very dangerous type of infectious disease in human beings. Clear? Some more infectious diseases are given here. The next one is amoebiasis or amoebic dysentery, which is caused by a protozoa named as Entamoeba histolytica, and the symptoms include constipation, pain in the abdomen, cramps, and the stool generally consists of mucus and blood clots. Amoebiasis generally infect the large intestine of our body. The next disease is ascariasis, which is caused by the worms, commonly termed as roundworms, whose scientific name is Ascaris, specifically Ascaris lumbricoides. And here the symptoms include internal bleeding along with muscular pain, and fever, anemia is also there. Here also the healthy person, they have their this type of disease infects our digestive system, and the intestines get blocked with these types of worms. And this disease is generally caused or transmitted through contaminated water, vegetables, etc. The next is a type of disease termed as filariasis or elephantiasis, which is caused by a class of filarial worms under the genus Wuchereria, which includes Wuchereria bancrofti and Wuchereria malai. Here, it infects, like the symptoms include the inflammation in the lower limbs, that is our legs, and the genital organs. And here what happens, it this type of disease, that is elephantiasis, affects the lymphatic vessels of lower limbs, that is our legs, and they get blocked, as a result of which swelling occurs and inflammation or infection also occurs in the lower limbs and genital organs. The next is the ringworm, which is caused by a group of fungi belonging to the genuses like Microsporum, Trichophyton, and Epidermophyton, which together causes the disease termed as ringworms. Here, as symptoms, they appear like dry lesions on the various parts of our body and infect generally the skin, nail, and the scalp of our head. Okay, so try to remember all of these types of diseases, and the entire tables is a very important from your exam point of view. Okay. So now we are going to study about the preventive measures to avoid infectious diseases. So the first one is maintenance of proper personal and public hygiene, which is very important to avoid the different types of infectious diseases. That is, we should be hygienic in each and every aspect. Okay. The next is to maintain proper personal hygiene, that is to maintain our hygiene at the individual level, which includes keeping our body clean and consumption of clean drinking water along with clean and properly washed food and different types of food materials. Okay. The next is to maintain proper public hygiene, which in turn includes proper disposal of the waste or the excreta, then proper and periodic cleaning and disinfection of the water reservoirs, including the pools, tanks, ponds, etc., so that the diseases generally don't easily get transmitted from the different organisms, like from one organism to the other in our society or locality. Okay. The next is the eradication or destruction of the vectors, that is the carriers, which like mosquitoes, which generally help in carrying the different types of infectious diseases from one organism to the other, and we should destroy their breeding sites. Okay, that is, we should destroy the different types, or under means we should perform proper disinfection of the breeding sites of the different types of vectors. Also, mosquito nets, repellents, etc. should be used. Next, we should undergo vaccination and proper immunization programs in order to avoid the different types of diseases. Okay. And also the proper use of antibiotics and the several other drugs should also be undertaken in order to significantly keep the different types of infectious diseases away. Okay. So all in all, we should have a proper we should undertake proper measures in order to prevent and control the different types of infectious diseases. So that's all for today's class. Thank you everyone for listening to my class. Study well and do subscribe to my channel. And we will continue with the part 2 in the next lecture. Thank you once again.